For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Cayman Pharmacy Group, with a location in West Bay and professional pharmacy at CTMH Doctors Hospital. The Cayman Pharmacy Group has a location for you just around the corner. Seaboard Marine, with over 35 shipping ports, find your shipping solution by calling 949-4977 or visit seaboardmarine.com for competitive rates. FIS MoneyGram, the safest and most convenient way to send money worldwide. MoneyGram, bringing you closer. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. And Fidelity Bank. Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the Record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome to For the Record. Today is Monday, the 29th day of June, 2020. I hope and I trust that everyone had an enjoyable weekend. We had some showers as well. Thankful for those. And the mosquitoes. Things seem to be much better now as far as the mosquitoes are concerned. And which goes to show you that something had to be wrong when we had that huge surge of mosquitoes. As soon as they started to spray, either the aircraft or the fogging, then a few days they went away. So someone fell down on the job. That is my view. Someone fell down on the job along the way, and as a result of that, we ended up with that surge, in the level of mosquitoes. Just want to say to you, be alert. Yes, we have COVID-19. We have regulations in place, but there are certain things that we have to continue to do in the Cayman Islands, and one of those has to do with trying to control the mosquitoes. We cannot go back to the early 1900s or even the mid 1900s as well. We have come too far for that to happen now as well. Those of you who are in the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, operating any type of vehicle on the roads, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Remember that the life you save may be your own. If you celebrated a birthday over the weekend, we want to wish you a belated happy birthday. Or if you're celebrating one today, happy birthday to you as well. And of course, for those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to again extend our sincere condolences to you and hope and trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and the management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that time, our phone lines are always open, and there is always someone there waiting to take your calls. And I will take this opportunity to welcome back to the control room, into the studio, none other than Miss Susan Watson. Susan was on a well-deserved vacation. As you know, that during the COVID-19 lockdown, that she was right here in the studio every day that she was required to be here. She was here every day, so she had a deserved vacation, and I hope and I trust that she enjoyed it as well. So if you call in on the phone lines this morning, you will be greeted by that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson. So you can call in on a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. If you don't like to talk on the telephone, then email us at For the Record, one word, For the Record at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. We have no guests in the studio yet, so we will have the representatives from WRC, after the 8 o'clock news. They will be on the radio with us. It will all be done remotely, of course, and we look forward to having them on the show as well. Meanwhile, what we will have until then, we will have an open line for you, allowing you to call in. If you have any questions, any comments, certainly please feel free to call in. What can I share with you in the meantime? Yeah, one of our listeners on Friday, listening to Friday's show, and we were talking about the withholding of pensions by employers and how it is coming to light, not only now, but it has come to light before, because I have seen instances or reports in the news media where certain companies had been charged for not paying in pensions to some of their employees. So we know that that has been occurring as well. And we were talking about that and about paychecks, pay slips. We know that some employers still operate on an informal basis where, whatever hours you've worked for the week, they calculate that, put the cash in an envelope, and it's handed out to their workers during the course of the day. Then there are other more sophisticated businesses where you get a pay slip or you have a direct deposit into your account, but you do get a proper accounting of whatever withdrawals are there, whether it's for medical, whether it's for pensions, or whatever. So this listener wrote and said, I agreed with your comments about the need for employers to produce proper pay slips which record payment of pensions, healthcare contributions, etc. Says, when our son worked at a small business, and I won't name the business, some years ago, this was all on his pay slip. He accumulated pensions, and it is still recorded and sent to him by Silver Thatch as well. So not only did his employer provide pay slips, but he's still getting his pensions reports from Silver Thatch as well. And the person goes on to say that while there is the need for the technology to be present, now seems the ideal opportunity to set this right. As often as we hear complaints about pensions not being paid. So we have heard during the debates in the Legislative Assembly, some members expressed the view that the pension scheme that is in place now is really not fit for a purpose. And until such time as we're able to put something else in place, what we really need to do is we really need to look at reforming what we have there in the meantime until something that is really, really fit for purpose can be put in place. So we have to retweak, what we have in the meantime. So, while we see private members' motions being brought to the Legislative Assembly, which incidentally starts today, as well. Members may want to consider looking at the pensions and seeing what remedial actions can be suggested and hopefully taken to improve the situation until such time as a complete review of the pension scheme in the Cayman Islands can take place as well. I do believe we have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C. This is your old friend Clive Christian.
Yeah, good morning. Haven't heard from you in quite a while. I hope everything is well with you.
Well, if you give me 5 minutes, don't cut me off.
No, I don't have 5 minutes. I tell you what, it's 7:41 now, and we're going to break for a commercial break at 7:45. So you have 4 minutes if you talk fast.
Can I hold on?
No, go ahead. Let's try to.
No, but I want to go in. I had an incident by the police the other day. I'm going to call the talk show there. Next thing I know, the next day, somebody blocked my number so I can't call across talk.
Mm-hmm.
So with all this thing going on in the States about the police, I want to one incident I had here. A few years ago, I was going home Slacker Drive, and another vehicle came, ran into the side of my vehicle, right on the wheel, the front, right down. The left front wheel.
Okay.
Right? There was an eyewitness of everything. I noticed I think the sister of the one I ran into my car was to call the police and had a talk with her. Police armed lady. Then the police officer changed. They wouldn't take a statement from the eyewitness.
Here I'm going to quick suggestion to you in terms of how you can utilize the 4 minutes that you have, which is 2 minutes left now. Rather than giving me the whole story, let's get to the salient points of it, the real points that you want to get across. Right? We don't need to hear the whole story.
Oh, so you wasted 2 minutes time. Let me finish.
Yeah, I'm doing what you're doing.
So look, no, I tell you, the officer made a sketch of me running into the back of the other person's car.
Mm-hmm.
Something different, right? Would not take a story from the eyewitness. Said on a report that I should be charged with careless driving, right?
You ran in the back of the person?
No, they ran into my front left wheel, right on the wheel. Didn't touch the metal.
Okay.
But she drew a sketch of me running into the back of his car.
Mm-hmm.
Complete opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't take a statement from the eyewitness. After going to court 3 times and they wouldn't give me a chance to say boo, right? I wrote a letter to the commissioner explaining everything. Right? When I go to court again, they say they're not offering any evidence against me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any chance to defend myself. So I asked the judge, what happened with my car to Marsh? He said the insurance would pay for it. Now, I can't believe the judge is so stupid that she doesn't know that if the other person is not charged, the insurance is not going to pay. It's also insurance fraud. The police is making my insurance pay when it should be the insurance from the other car that was paying. And I don't know what the relationship is between the commissioner of police and this young female officer that she gets off for doing things like this. Her, one around to me, his sister, they're very close friends.
I think you want to stay clear from that issue there. You don't want to make assumptions of those sorts on radio. We won't allow you to do that.
right? And I said to the commission, I would have let the hand deliver to him. And I want to find the reason why he did not take any action against it. Why they never charged officer, not even reprimanded. I lost all my time up and down the court. The insurance did not pay to get my car fixed. My insurance company paid. The car was driving belonged to my landlady, and she was leaving the island and didn't want any help.
Did some insurance company cover it at the end of the day?
No, my landlady whose car was driving, her insurance company paid to fix his car.
Yeah.
His insurance company should have paid to fix my car. My insurance company should not have been made to pay for his car because he was in the wrong.
But insurance companies, that's what they're in the business of. They should know who pays who and who whatever. It's not something that we can solve here on the talk show. Talk to your insurance persons. Inquire from the government whether or not, if you have a complaint in relation to the police, and if you have any questions in relation to the actions that were taken to the police, if you can lodge a complaint for that. That would be my suggestion. Caller, thank you very much. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Dalkeith Ruel Bodden, 1918 to 2001.
Dalkeith Ruel Bodden, like many Caymanian men of his generation, spent much of his early adulthood overseas, having worked for his family cattle business in Georgetown since the age of 10, and at 19 he went to Aruba to work for an oil company. When World War II was declared in 1939, he went to England and enlisted in the Royal Air Force. He served with the RAF for 6 years, including tours in East Africa and Egypt. En route home in 1946, Dal talked with King Parker in Jamaica about the possibility of seaplanes landing in the North Sound. This vision later became a reality. Dalkeith married the former Vita Marin in 1947, and the couple had one daughter. In 1957, he opened Crew Road Gas and Service Station. Later, he and Vita built the Bodmer Building in Georgetown. Dal was a founder of the Rotary Club and the Veterans Association. He donated property to the Cayman Islands government to enable a road to be built into the Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Even in this time of uncertainty, time of challenge, we adapt to change, making good on opportunity, clearing a path of continuity. Our children, our students, seek to further learning confined at home. Our teachers reach out and teach, furthering scholarship, their classrooms scattered far and wide, using technology, bridging distance. That's why Rotary Central joined the AlphaSoft initiative, sponsoring a first batch of 297 of the 600 laptops needed for students in need, students who would be absent from school without a laptop. $7,000 dedicated to the purchase of laptops benefiting children at John Gray High, children at Sir John A. Cumber Primary in West Bay, Rotary Central, and the AlphaSoft initiative, taking care of children who want to learn. Our children, their future, more secure. Rotary, connecting the world.
Recent worldwide events bring into focus the need for quality health care. Your life is meaningful. Your health is no laughing matter. Cayman Pharmacy Group strives to make your health their concern. Recognizing the complexities of pharmaceuticals and the need to personalize your care with one-on-one counseling. West Bay Pharmacy, Savannah Pharmacy, and CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Visit CaymanPharmacy.com CaymanPharmacyGroup.com for more information. Cayman Pharmacy Group, taking care of your health.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Vamped Motors and RBC Royal Bank are making it easy for you to buy your new car or truck. The Spring into Summer Sale at Vamped Motors is going on now with no money down and no monthly payments for up to 12 months on select models only. That's no monthly payments for up to 12 months or until June 2021 on select models only. Offer ends June 30th. Find out how you can drive home the best deal of the year and call Vamped at 949-8288 or email sales@vampedmotors.com.
We all know there's nothing more refreshing than the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola straight from the cooler.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Whether we're celebrating a birthday, promotion, or just a great meal, make each moment a Coca-Cola moment.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Make sure you ask for the unforgettable flavor of a classic Coca-Cola.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
I have various items coming from different suppliers that I need to ship to Cayman. Do you offer consolidation?
Yes, Seaboard Marine offers consolidation for full and less than container loads. We can hold your packages at our Miami warehouse until everything arrives and ship it all in one go. And we have the best rates to Grand Cayman. Visit seaboardmarine.com for more information.
Shipping shore to shore,
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. We're going to close the phone lines off for the 8 o'clock news. Because I want to share something with you. I think this is extremely important. It found us in the Jamaica Gleaner yesterday, and the article is entitled Billions of Dollars Emergency Call. Telecoms ring governments for massive COVID-19 bailout to prevent upheaval, citing huge losses across the Caribbean. And of course, you know that we have telecom companies operating here in the Cayman Islands. You know the name of them. I don't need to name them for you. So this article speaks about the fact that the Caribbean COVID-19 ravaged telecommunications industry is in need of quote-unquote urgent government bailout amounting to millions of dollars to prevent poor quality service and higher prices for consumers. A powerful regional lobby group of firms like Digicel and Flow has warned. Now, I'm going to just pick something out of that right away. To prevent poor quality service and higher prices for consumers. I'm sure that some people will agree that we already have that poor quality service and that we all already have higher prices for consumers. So if it's going to get worse than it is now, folks, we are in big trouble. So let me share more of this with you. Jamaica, meanwhile, has confirmed that at least one telecoms provider here has submitted a request for the waiver of fees. It's fair to say that those authorities that choose not to act will ultimately come to regret it, said David Cox, the chairman of the Caribbean Association of National Operators, known as CANTO. And it goes on, the Sunday Gleaner has obtained leaked documents CANTO submitted to CARICOM begging the regional institution to lobby Jamaica and other governments for assistance pointing out that some operators have lost more than 60% of revenue during the last 3 months as a result of the global pandemic. Canto, which represents 48 operators in 28 countries, has proposed a cut in license fees by 50% for 3 years, retroactive to 2019, and that firms be allowed to claim debts government owe from taxes and other fees. The proposal was contained in a May 28 letter Cox wrote to CARICOM for consideration at the June 19 ICT-focused meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development. Jamaica's Canto membership includes Fujitsu, Transaction Solutions, and Spatial Innovations, along with Flow and Digicel, the two biggest service providers in the CARICOM region. Whether Jamaica owes debt to local telecoms and the amount, if so, is not clear. The Nigel Clark-run Finance Ministry has projected an $81 billion loss in revenue for the current 2020 fiscal year because of the coronavirus. While the new figures are not known, the government has anticipated $1.16 billion in revenues from telecoms license fees, which means that if Jamaica buys into Canto proposal, the government stands to lose over $600 million. The telephone tax is also expected to yield $2.5 billion. The target, though, was unlikely given the industry-wide impact, a point Canto implied when it argued that without intervention, government targets were in jeopardy. In fact, it said some operators have been using cash reserves, a clear picture of COVID-19 deep cut into business operations. Says so. The point that that they're getting with this article is that these telecoms providers are going to be coming to governments, seeking through CARICOM government's assistance, either by way of reduced fees, elimination of fees altogether for some period of time or whatever. This portion, country by country decision, COTED has not given a public response since its meeting a week ago, and Cox has refused to say whether it has got one and if the lobby group was satisfied. However, Faval Williams, Jamaica's technology minister, has disclosed in the Sunday Gleaner that COTED decided that Canto's requests should be considered on a country-by-country basis, as a unified approach was not required. So what they're saying there is that CARICOM is saying that this should be a country-by-country approach to this. My whole reason for sharing that with you is that we have not heard about this in the Cayman Islands. We have a press briefings. We will have a press briefing again on Tuesday, and it may be, or if we do have one, it may be instructive for the members of the press who participate in that to question whether or not the Cayman Islands has been approached in that vein about this. I have another article that I would like to share with you also in relation to off-reg in other countries and what's happening there as well. And hopefully I will be able to share that with you after the 8 o'clock news. But we have not heard from our local providers here, Digicel or Flow, in relation to how their bottom line has been affected by COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. And we want to hear from our government whether or not they have been approached in any respect for the reduction of fees. Yes, government has done what they can to help businesses out there. We know trade and business license fees and things of that nature have been either waived, cut in half in some instances as well. Whether or not this has comes or whether or not any request has been made, we need to know as well. And remember, again, what they have said is that the quality of service and the prices that consumers pay may be affected if they don't get this assistance. And like I said before, some of us already question the quality of service that we get from some of our telecoms providers here in the Cayman Islands. And certainly some people have questioned the costs that we pay as well to our telecoms providers in terms of our fees. And the other article that I was going to share with you, not ready for me yet, Ms. Susan? When we return, the other article I'm going to share with you, this one is in the Jamaica Gleaner as well. Telecoms concerned over policing of phone bills as well. And we know people complain about their phone bills here in the Cayman Islands also. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
We've got some good news. You can now shop at Foster's no matter what day it is.
We're now open 6:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday. But please remember that you're still required to wear a face covering when shopping with us.
And don't forget to maintain a distance of at least 6 feet from others in the store. This is all to ensure that you have a happy, healthy shopping experience with us. For more info, visit fosters.ky. Foster's. Better because we care.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. We are here for you. Whether you are in extreme financial need, have lost your job, have been directly or indirectly affected by the pandemic, we are here. The Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan is here to assist through the Cayman Islands Government Emergency Withdrawal Program. To withdraw, visit chamberpension.ky and complete the online application form by filling in your personal details, the amount you wish to withdraw, and upload a notarized government ID such as your passport or driver's license. For information as it happens, visit chamberpension.ky or follow our social media pages on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We thank you for your patience as we address the high volume of email and phone queries. The Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. You can count on us.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. His Excellency the Governor Martin Roper remains encouraged by the latest results.
To stay safe, Cayman, we really do need to be disciplined and continue adopting the good habits of social distancing, the basic hygiene and the wearing masks in public places.
As you heard live right here on Radio Cayman during Friday's COVID-19 press briefing, Mr. Roper says while he warmly welcomes all the work that's going on to look at how Cayman can safely monitor the borders, the country should not be lured into a false sense of security.
We have done incredibly well on our islands. We can be thankful for the position that we're in. But as we look to open the borders, there will have to be some element of risk, and those good practices and doing them now will hold us all in good stead.
In other news,
as we move through suppression level 2, every one of us has a role to play in continuing to suppress COVID-19.
the Deputy Governor holds 2 days of virtual town hall meetings to give civil servants an opportunity to discuss what's next as they move closer to 100% service delivery in the COVID-19 era.
We are enhancing remote services, providing these wherever possible, and 2, carefully managing the return to physical workplace to provide face-to-face services where the public need those.
The Honourable Franz Manderson took the opportunity to commend civil servants for their willingness to adapt under extreme pressures caused by COVID-19 suppression methods. In regional news, Caribbean National Weekly reports that Haiti recorded a 57% increase in positive cases of the coronavirus this weekend, even as the International Organization for Migration warned that there were many more people infected with the virus. The Ministry of Public Health said the 179 new cases brought the total to 5,722 since the first case was identified on March 19th this year. The ministry said that 2 new deaths were recorded, bringing the total to 98. It was said that 4,983 active cases were were being dealt with and that the number of suspected cases investigated since March 19th was now at 11,506. But the head of the Mission of International Organization for Migration said that the figures may be misleading since, quote, some people try to nuance, but I believe 100% that the cases of COVID-19 are underestimated in Haiti. He said there were difficulty in testing Haitians, some of who do not believe in the existence of the disease, adding, quote, the figures can prove to be smokescreens if we can't do any tests. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Officials in Pakistan say 4 men who attacked the country's stock exchange in Karachi have been killed. Several other people are reported to have died in the assault. The militants threw grenades and opened fire as they tried to force their way into the stock exchange compound. The head of the UN's World Food Programme has warned that unless more aid money is made available immediately, Syria faces the risk of mass starvation. David Beasley said nearly half of all Syrians now go to bed hungry. 1 million are on the brink of starvation. Some are dying. President Trump has said his intelligence officers did not find reports that Russia offered Taliban militants money to kill US soldiers in Afghanistan credible. However, a report in the Washington Post says Russian bounties are believed to have resulted in the deaths of several US servicemen. The UN's top human rights official has warned Israel not to go ahead with the annexation of parts of the occupied West Bank, saying it might provoke violence. Michelle Bachelet said the annexation process would be illegal and that she was deeply concerned that it could lead to loss of life. A report by the World Organization Against Torture details what it says is the deliberate killing of children by security services in the Philippines. The report documents the death of 122 children aged from 1 to 17 between 2016 and last year. China says it will introduce visa restrictions for US citizens who interfere in Hong Kong affairs. It comes after Washington said it would do the same to Chinese officials involved in undermining Hong Kong's autonomy. And Thailand's nightlife will resume this Wednesday when bars and other entertainment facilities open again as the country further eases coronavirus restrictions. And that's the BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. We are here for you. Whether you are in extreme financial need, have lost your job, have been directly or indirectly affected by the pandemic, we are here. The Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan is here to assist through the Cayman Islands Government Emergency Withdrawal Program. To withdraw, visit chamberpension.ky and complete the online application form by filling in your personal details, the amount you wish to withdraw, and upload a notarized government ID such as your passport or driver's license. For information as it happens, visit chamberpension.ky or follow our social media pages on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We thank you for your patience as we address the high volume of email and phone queries. The Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. You can count on us.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
I've got some beautiful clothes. I know just where they go. Puritan Cleaners.
Puritan Cleaners is pleased to announce the change in its opening and closing hours for all of its locations. Savannah Countryside, 946-1884, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Arbitorium Plaza, Elgin Avenue, 949-2452, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Our main store, 337 Eastern Avenue, will be open from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays, 949-7104. These hours will remain in place until further notice. Puritan Cleaners, you feel good when you look good.
As the community continues to take precautions from COVID-19, it is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Some tinned food items may still be safe for consumption after contact with flood water. However, tins must then be immersed in a solution made of 2 tablespoons of chlorine bleach per gallon of water for 10 minutes. Ensure that containers are air-dried before opening. For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
The Weather Report is proudly sponsored by Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it, drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 85 degrees. Relative humidity is 88%. Barometric pressure 29.96 inches and rising. The wind is out of the southeast at 8 knots. Overnight low temperature was 81 degrees. Synopsis indicate isolated showers expected across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as an upper-level low-pressure system interacts with a tropical wave across the western Caribbean. Fluctuations in the concentration of the dust haze can be expected over the next few days. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area, which are moving towards the west. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Your winds will be east at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and temperatures dipping to the upper 70s tonight. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Today's low tide will occur this morning at 11:20, high tide again this evening at 6:10. The sun will set this evening at 6 minutes past 7 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:52. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Wednesday morning.
Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center was a proud sponsor of the Weather Report, your one-stop shop for all of your household items, craft items, jewelry, beads, and decorations, and much more. Call Super Stitch at 949-2833 or email customer care at superstitch.com.ky.
Super Stitch. We are known for our amazing fabrics, top quality tailoring, and dressmaking. But did you know that we also carry trimmings, glitter, sequins, acrylic paints for fabrics and craft, floral wire, glues, markers, foam balls, and assorted ribbons? Yes, we do. You have a do-it-yourself project? Just pop into Super Stitch and see what we have in store for you. There is a craft item for your every need.
My favorite, the beads, glass ones, flat, and even those shell ones.
Super Stitch, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road, still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by On-Course Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. On-Course Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Change your thinking, change your life. Ultimately, taking action is the surest way to achieve results.
As motivational speaker Tony Robbins said, I believe life is constantly testing us for our level of commitment, and life's greatest rewards are reserved for those who demonstrate a never-ending commitment to act until they achieve. This level of resolve can move mountains, but it must be constant and consistent. As simplistic as this may sound, it is still the common denominator separating those who live their dreams from those who live in regret.
Change your thinking. Change your life. These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. On Course Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. On Course Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
Radio Cayman's Cayman Strong series was brought to you by On Course Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. On Course Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Coming from the east, traffic on Shamrock Road moving along steadily, as well as on the Linford Pearson Highway. A little busy traffic in some sections of Poole Road. And coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, traffic is moderate. And traffic coming off the Linford Pearson Highway on Agnes Way is moving along steadily as well. Moderate flow of traffic in both directions coming from and heading towards the West Bay Four-Way stop. And looking towards Godfrey Nixon Way, traffic is moderate, as well as on Eastern Avenue. And traffic flowing pretty good on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz. And in and out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, things looking pretty good as traffic flowing nicely. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12. We'll have you another traffic report. Have a good morning. Buckle up.
Subway is helping to keep Cayman safe by limiting store openings and hours, offering curbside pickup and delivery right to your door. With 3 locations currently open to serve you: Anderson Square in Georgetown, Centennial Towers in West Bay, and Countryside Shopping Village in Savannah. Subway is open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on soft curfew days. Free delivery for orders with a minimum $20 purchase. Delivery times only from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. Subway, helping you to enjoy your favorite foods in the safest way possible.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Obey the laws and wear the gauze. Protect your jaws from septic paws. Stay clean, Cayman. Reflection sells hand sanitizer from $2.99. 10 surgical masks are only $9.99. And the best KN95 masks from only $3.30. Volume discounts available at all 5 Liquor for Less locations: Shedden Road, North Church Street, Savannah, Northside, and the McClendon Drive Airport location. Don't miss the Liquor for Less incredible lockdown price markdowns. Hundreds of fine from $2.99. Cases of ice cold below wholesale prices. Save $9 off liters of. Enjoy our manager specials exclusively at Liquor for Less. Prices so low, we can't say them on the radio. Liquor for Less enforces the wearing of masks, social distancing, and preventative measures to help stop the spread of COVID-19, such as consistent hand washing and only leaving home for essential purposes.
Shake to Win is back. Stand a chance to win LTE handsets, cash prizes, data, vouchers for free gas, groceries, and more. But that's not all. Every week, you get a chance to win the $5,000 U.S. cash regional prize. Don't miss out. Simply download the new My Digicel app, activate a plan, look for the green smiley face, and start shaking. It's that simple. My Digicel app. More made simple.
During these challenging times, it can be easy to lose sight of all we have to be grateful for. From the police service members of the National Emergency Operations Center, healthcare workers, the DEH, grocery and pharmacy attendants, to the many acts of Cayman kindness. Along with the daily con call at 6:59 p.m., Radio Cayman invites the community to call in to talk today to share their stories and experiences. Whether you have a family member on the front line and wish to give them a shout out, or if you have a personal experience of Cayman kindness, we want to hear from you. Talk Today airs Mondays through Friday from 12:15 to 2:30 p.m. Call 1-800-534-8255 or WhatsApp 925-3261.
Shaken yet standing firm. This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For the record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is 8:20. I just want to remind you that at 8:30 we're going to have representatives from work on the show with us. We will have Miss Diane Connolly, who's the National Training and Development Manager. Also with us will be Miss Nellie Wagner, Manager Customer Care, as well as Mr. O'Neill Roberts, Manager Customer Care as well. So that will take place when we return from our commercial break after 8:30. Meanwhile, I want to share another article with you. I'm getting on the telecoms companies today as well. So another article in yesterday's Jamaica Gleaner, telecoms concerned over policing of phone bills. And here's what's happening in Jamaica. And some of you may say, well, maybe our regulators here in the Cayman Islands may need to get on the ball with some of these things as well, because people here in the Cayman Islands have similar complaints as in other jurisdictions as well. So it reads that the Jamaica telecommunications companies Digicel and Flow continue to voice concerns that some new directives by the Office of Utilities Regulations, or OUR in Jamaica, to mitigate against shock bills and credit depletion could negatively affect their financials. So they're concerned about these regulations, and what the regulations are about. They're designed to mitigate against shock bills. Any of you got shock bills from your telephone companies? Any of you suffered credit depletion when you put credit on your phone, and when you look, all of a sudden, boom, all of the credit is gone and you haven't even made one or two calls yet on it. So they're concerned about, the telecoms companies are concerned about that, because the Office of Utilities Regulations in Jamaica have issued some directives. It says the Office of Utility Regulations summarized the telecom's position in its newly issued directive on shock bills, which came after a period of consultation. So at least they consulted with the telecoms companies before they issued those directives. Both Digicel and Flow are concerned about the potential cost implications of some elements within the proposal and have suggested a closer review, stating that, or in its report, Flow is of the opinion that the mandates that the proposal seeks to impose require more detailed study. The company is concerned that if implemented as is, it will have the effect of determining the business model of a service provider, which it views as outside the scope of the Office of Utility Regulations. Last June, the Office of Utility Regulations issued a report stating that nearly half of Jamaican mobile phone users continued to experience credit depletion, shock bills, and confusing data plans. The Office of Utility Regulation at the same time said that the findings of the report would form the basis for recommendations to telecoms on improving their billing practices. Those recommendations were issued as 6 directives this month. The determinations are set for implementation later this year, except one directive pertaining to a price cap on bills slated for implementation in 18 months. Flo thinks the financial cap for customers may be helpful, but should give the customers the option to opt out of the financial cap for both roaming and local calls, according to Orr's summary and the stakeholders' response. The Office of Utility Regulation agreed with adding the option for customers to opt out and not be restricted by cap. Digicel currently provides caps for postpaid customers, but not for roaming due to what it called delays from overseas partners in submitting records. Digicel added that it would require system upgrades to implement the OR directive. The OR recommendation that Digicel implement the system upgrades. So again, I'm reading this to you, but what I'm trying to point out, not getting into the specifics of the Jamaica situation, but here we have the regulatory body doing something about the complaints that are received from their customers. And yes, Digicel and both Flow, community-minded, provide assistance, financial and otherwise, to various organizations in Jamaica. But that still does not prohibit the regulatory body from doing their job and saying, yes, you may be a good corporate citizen in this respect, but in this respect, we want more from you. So, again, we hear complaints in the Cayman Islands about the inaction of our regulatory bodies here in the Cayman Islands. We see reports about how their budgets are spent and everything else, and the public not necessarily getting the type of service that they should be getting from our regulatory bodies here. And we know that they should and can do more. And if they can't do more, then why don't we have our legislators put proper legislation in place that gives OFREG more clout, puts more teeth in the legislation that we have, so that customers are protected. Because, like I said earlier, the same complaints that people are making in Jamaica about shock bills, about loss of credit in prepaid plans, the confusion in relation to various plans. Those are the same complaints that people have here in the Cayman Islands as well. And if one jurisdiction can put measures in place to put that under control, why can't we do it here? We have one caller. Let's grab that caller before we go to our break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning from Mr. Record.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Not too bad. This is Kenneth Bryan.
Yes, sir.
I thought I'd call in because it's most timely in respect to the topic. Because, today Parliament starts in the next hour and a half, if it ever starts on time. And some of the questions are related to the topic today that would be put to the ministers. As you know, as opposition members, we're allowed to ask ministers questions. So there is two questions to OFREG today. One in respect of the fuel pump and the pricing about fuel, and then there's a question for myself about the 5G networking. So some of the things that you brought up this morning may end up being supplementary questions about those concerns, because we'll have an opportunity to speak to the minister responsible as to how they're ensuring the best pricing and best quality for the customers of the Cayman Islands. So I just thought I'd inform you that there's two parliamentary questions about those topics. So the listening audience probably want to pay close attention to what is said today in the LA, because we're trying to get down to the nitty-gritty, particularly with the fuel matter, because there's so much discrepancies as to how low the cost of a barrel of oil went down and why the reflection was so minimal. But like you said, the legislation in respect to these areas is so weak. I suspect you're going to probably hear something about we're looking into it, or we're going to get back to you, or something like that. And that's my prediction. I'd be really surprised to see anything new other than that, because that's a common thing that you always get. But obviously we're going to be on again soon, and I can follow up and update you what's happening. But you may want to pay attention to that, because those questions are going to come first in order paper before we get into government business. Because I just got the draft.
Okay. Now, is there any way that you can slip in a supplementary on the first topic that I raised as well, in terms of some of these companies seeking some sort of redress from government, some sort of breaks either through licensing fees as a result of the COVID-19 situation? And we have seen that other local businesses, small businesses, have been given breaks as far as their trade and business license and things are concerned. Is there a way to get a question in there asking the government whether or not the telecoms companies have approached them seeking any sort of financial breaks?
Yes, we definitely can. That can come on the back of the 5G question, because the 5G question, if they intend to answer it, which they wouldn't put on the order paper unless they intended to, has to do with any application of any network that is in Cayman. So once the subject matter is opened up, it gives you leeway to go down that door into other areas. But the minister may not have the answer, and they can have a little wiggle room to wiggle out of it to say, well, I can't answer that because I don't know, because it wasn't specific to the question. But it's within the topic. So, I mean, if the civil servants who are responsible for that area are in the room, sometimes they can advise them as to updating information. But I'm going to pose it, because I was listening to you this morning in respect to the other regions and what they're requesting. But Cayman is already a high-priced location. I can't see it possibly going any higher. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I'll leave you with this, OC. I'm concerned about the ripple effect on cost and pricing of services and goods, because we don't see it right now, but I suspect there's going to be a lot more businesses who go, I tried to hold on for 3 months, I tried to hold on for 6 months, I can't do it anymore. And industries may find this as common practice to bond together to ask government for assistance, which means less taxes for the core government to receive, puts an even greater burden on government. So I hope that we are very diligent and smart with our spending, and potentially go ahead and reach out for that loan that we were talking about from the finance minister, in the event that we need to get hold of it quickly. We don't want to say, we run out of money, and then it takes 6 months to secure that money.
Yeah, I think that request for proposal is out there now, isn't it?
Well, we haven't had any official update on it, not publicly and not to me as a member, but some of those questions may be answered today as well. So thank you so much for your time, OC. Okay. Have a lovely day.
Thank you very much. You too. All the best at the LA as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break now. When we return, we will have on the phone with us, we will have that connection with Miss Diane Connolly, Miss Nellie Wagner, and Mr. O'Neill Roberts from work as well. Please stay tuned. And we will have the phone lines closed off at that time. And during some junction of the interview, probably the last part of the interview, we will open up the phone lines to allow people to ask questions, but we want to ensure that we're able to cover the full agenda for the representatives of work. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Recent worldwide events bring into focus the need for quality health care. Your life is meaningful. Your health is no laughing matter. Cayman Pharmacy Group strives to make your health their concern. Recognizing the complexities of pharmaceuticals and the need to personalize your care with one-on-one counseling. West Bay Pharmacy, Savannah Pharmacy, and CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Visit CaymanPharmacy.com for more information. Cayman Pharmacy Group, taking care of your health. Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities, built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials, are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's Kitchen and Bath Center.
Helping children cope during this pandemic is important. Remember, dealing with the outbreak calmly provides your child with the best support. Lead by example and take care of your needs too. To support your child, listen and acknowledge their fears and questions. Provide clear information and be aware of your own reactions. Help children by creating new routines, limiting their exposure to media, and encouraging them to talk about what they've seen and heard. For free and confidential support, call the Mental Health Helpline weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 1-800-534-MIND. That's 1-800-534-6463.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going to talk with the people from Workforce Opportunity and Residency Cayman. And I'm going to ask our three guests to introduce themselves and to say hello. We'll start with the ladies first. Miss Diane Connolly. Miss Connolly, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. This is Diane Connolly, Manager for National Training and Development with Work.
Okay, very good. Mrs. Wagner, Nella Wagner, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Otzi. How are you? Thanks for having us on. I'm Nettie Wagner, Customer Care Manager. It's a pleasure to be on with you this morning.
Okay, and Mr. Roberts, O'Neill Roberts, good morning, sir. Welcome to For the Record. Okay, we lost Mr. Roberts. We're going to try to get him connected back on Opal. So what we'll do in the meantime, we will start with Miss Diane Connolly, who's the National Training and Development Manager for Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman.
Thank you so much, Mr. Osei. Today I just wanted to share with the public a few of our training opportunities that we have available. We do have right now, in partnership with ICCI, the GED prep and certification program going on. This is an area that a few people who have not completed high school can take advantage of and really get themselves to the area that they want to get to. You know, a lot of them turn around and say, you know, we haven't finished high school. And that's one of the things that's stopping us from getting a job. It's one of the barriers that they're feeling. And so we've reached out to ICCI and said, you know, can you work with us on this? We have 10 spots available. And that starts on July 7th. It will be done via Zoom during this time, of course. The first courses will be Reason Through Language Arts, that's English, and Social Studies. So we want to invite people who are interested in this to reach out to us. The email address that they would need to reach us at would be work, W-O-R-C, .training@gov.ky. We are also partnering with the Marriott to offer training on front office certification. You know, we're always talking about we want to see more Caymanians on the front line, right?
Right. That's correct.
And so we have partnered with them, and we want to say a big thank you to them because they're offering this at free of cost. And we like when we see industry stepping in this format. It's a 6 to 10 week course in the hospitality field. It's practical and hands-on. They'll get to know the behind the scenes of how to handle the front office, but also learn a little bit more about, what the bellman have to do, what concierge has to do, housekeeping. In order for you to sell a product, it's really good to know what everything happens, what happens behind the scenes. And once you know that, you're able to sell that product even better.
Okay, I have a question for you on the 10 slots available for the GED. What is the criteria for those persons seeking to apply? Do we have a age limitation on that, or anyone at any age who has surpassed the high school age?
No, it's 18 and older.
Okay.
Caymanians 18 and older. They must be able to have. They must be computer literate. It does require them to go on Zoom for right now. They must be able to dedicate at least 5 to 6 months. It is evening classes between 6 to 8:30 in the afternoon.
Okay. Now, after the COVID crisis, do you propose that there will be face-to-face training as opposed to online, or will it always continue to be online?
I think for now it has to be online, but we're looking face-to-face. We do realize that for some persons, face-to-face works better.
Okay, go right ahead. Go on.
And, like I said, ICCI is an official Pearson VUE testing center. So that works really well for us as well. Those without internet, do not fear. We still want to consider you, and we're willing to provide NIFIs for those who need that internet access and don't have it at this time. We also would like to put forward to people who are interested. We are looking at partnering with Wine School 3 for Shakers bartendering certification. Another field, again, that we don't see many Caymanians in, that we want to promote. And we thank Wine School 3 for putting together that program for us. We also, of course, have Passport to Success. Our next group will be focused on those that are 15 to 17 years old. These are persons who are just leaving school, who might not be ready for the workforce as yet, and just need some guidance. That will start on October 5th, and the deadline for applications is the 24th of July. The good thing about Passport to Success is that it kind of addresses two different areas. It addresses the job seeking area, but also it also addresses the social, emotional issues that people might have been going through, whether it is, addiction, losses, homelessness, poverty. We're looking at the different barriers that people might be facing, and we do provide counseling and assistance as well during that time.
Okay, and Passport to Success is not a new program. That is something. Can you speak of past successes with that program?
Had enormous success with this program. We've got a few that just finished the last cohort that are in jobs right now. They've reached back out and said, I found and it really helped me to be able to get into that job. I would like to give a shout out to Jessica, who just shared with us that she has gotten a job at Kirk.
Great.
And she went through many trials, and the program really helped her to really find a pathway to success.
Excellent.
And that's just one.
Mm-hmm.
That is just one of many. You can always go to our Facebook page for Passport to Success. You'll see some very good stories there of persons who have been successful in going through this program.
Okay. And that program runs for, is that the 8-week program also?
The 15 to 17 is
Mhm.
an 8-week program.
Okay.
The 17 to 24 is a 16-week program. The single parent is 16 weeks. And we actually introduced a special needs program, and that is for 8 weeks.
Okay. We're going to take a commercial break now. Ms. Conley, I'm going to ask you to hang on there. If you have more that you want to speak to this, I'll let you continue, and then we can go to Ms. Wagner afterwards. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
Hi, I'm thinking of buying a car from the States. Which port do you ship out of?
Hi, we ship out of Miami, Houston, and Brooklyn. Just let us know your port of choice and we can provide you with a quotation and answer any questions you may have on insuring and protecting your vehicle during its journey.
Shipping shore to shore, Seaboard.
Recent worldwide events bring into focus the need for quality health care. Your life is meaningful. Your health is no laughing matter. Cayman Pharmacy Group strives to make your health their concern. Recognizing the complexities of pharmaceuticals and the need to personalize your care with one-on-one counseling. West Bay Pharmacy, Savannah Pharmacy, and CTMH Doctors Hospital Pharmacy. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Visit CaymanPharmacy.com for more information. Cayman Pharmacy Group, taking care of your health.
Vant Motors and RBC Royal Bank are making it easy for you to buy your new car or truck. The spring into summer sale at Vant Motors is going on now with no money down and no monthly payments for up to 12 months on select models only. That's no monthly payments for up to 12 months or until June 2021 on select models only. Offer ends June 30th. Find out how you can drive home the best deal of the year and call VAMP at 949-8288 or email sales@vampmotors.com.
Mommy, have you been taking your medication? No, I think I forgot to pick it up. Your doctor prescribed it for a reason, so you should be taking it regularly. I know, TD. Thanks for the reminder.
If you are elderly or vulnerable and need your prescription delivered to your home, contact the Health Services Authority Pharmacy at 949-8600. Taking your medication when prescribed is important to your health, and your health matters to us. For more information about our pharmacy hours and locations, visit hsa.ky or call 949-8600.
For the record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I just want to remind our listeners that while we have closed off the phone lines for calls, that if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email us at For the Record. That is one word, For the Record at candw.ky, or WhatsApp us 925-3261, or you can send us a voice note as well at that 925-3261 number also, in order for you to participate at this point in time. Meanwhile, we have Miss Diane Connolly, who's the National Training and Development Manager at Work. And we also have with us Ms. Nettie Wagner, who's the Manager Customer Care. Back to you, Ms. Connolly. Ms. Connolly, are you there? Susan, we lost. How about Ms. Wagner? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm Mr. Connor. Can
Okay.
you hear me? Well, just to add on to what Ms. Diane Connolly was saying, as you can see, there's a lot of benefits in registering on our portal. An expansive program going on. Her team has been working really hard into adding on all of these programs to be provided to our Caymanians. But some of the other benefits that we also have in registering is that those who register on the portal are able to directly refer themselves for a job or receive assistance from employment services officers to apply on their behalf also.
Yes.
Another benefit is transparency. Once the Caymanians apply for a job, they are assured that their applications will be seen and reviewed by the decision makers who would be making, who would be processing work permits. Additionally, there's a mandatory field in the system where employers have to state why the Caymanian was unsuccessful, which is, to me, a huge benefit, because we can see up front what's happening, right? And that job seeker can also see what is being said and why he wasn't successful. And it helps also on the employment services side to see where we can help that person provide them with growth and all different type of opportunities and training. Also, as Diane was saying, with all the different training that they have, we would match those people as well that were not successful based on whatever the employer said. Maybe they needed a little bit more training on computer or whatever the issue may be.
Mm-hmm.
We can then refer them into Diane's program.
Okay.
So there's many benefits, for registering on our portal. So we're here to encourage everyone, to come on and register. We're here to help them as well. I know sometimes, navigating on a new portal is not easy. Hasn't been easy for us either. But anything new is always a challenge at first, right? But we're here, all of us, to work together. I mean, that's the whole purpose of Jobs Cayman. So we want to encourage everyone today to please come on, register. If you can't understand it or you need help or whatever it is, please give us a call or go on our website. We have all the different steps that you would need to register on the portal. We call it How to Do. So there's a lot of PDF there that will assist them. But if they still feel that they need that help, that additional help, we're here. Call us. We also have a WhatsApp number. So, there's different avenues that they can reach us. It's not just anymore through the call center. Plus, you know how it is, right? Once they have your email, they will be emailing you as well. So, but we're here and we're trying to get to everyone within hours. We're working really hard as we want to get everyone registered as soon as possible, because the more job seekers register and the more employers register, it's easier for us to also match them quicker.
Yes.
Right? So yes, definitely. I encourage everyone to please, not just job seekers, but also employers to please come on board and register. So yes, definitely. Not sure if Ms. Diane had anything else to say.
Okay.
Back on, but I know she has a lot going on.
Before we go back on, Ms. Diane, one of our listeners has asked if you could repeat the email address at work for the GDE at ICCI. The GD, the email address for that.
It is work, WORC, dot training at gov.ky.
Okay, great. And what I'll do is I'll email that. I've written that down as well, and I'll email that to the person who wrote in as well. I think we have linked back up with Mr. O'Neill, as well. But Ms. Diane, we have about 7 minutes before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. And then, of course, we return with you after that as well. I don't know if you want to continue now so that you don't break your train of thought. And when we return, then we start with Mr. Roberts. How do you guys want to do it?
I just have one line to say.
Sure.
I want to reach out to our local people, our Caymanians. These are opportunities that are presented for you. Take advantage of it.
Yes.
Take advantage of it while you can. Not everybody has that opportunity. For the businesses, please reach out to us. Let's see how we can partner to find new ways of training up our workforce and building our human capital development.
And one question there, Ms. Connolly. What are the odds if the person connects with you, signs up and everything, of them getting a job compared to them just trying to do it on their own or looking for a friend to give them a referral or something like that? What are the better odds for them?
You have this thing called lifelong learning. You know, you have to keep making yourself better, lifting to the next level. We're giving you that opportunity. It might be that it helps you out personally. It might be that it helps you out on a professional level.
Mm-hmm.
It's about where you're trying to head for.
Yep. Okay. So we still have enough time to accommodate Mr. Roberts in the meantime. Mr. Roberts, morning, sir. Welcome back. Sorry, we lost that link with you before.
Not a problem. Morning, Mr. Connor. Again, as my colleagues have said, definitely a pleasure to be here this morning to just share with the general public some of the things that work is offering to assist our unemployed Caymanians and to just assist the business community on a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to continue to use these opportunities to educate persons.
Okay. Go right ahead. You have the mic until 9 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Thank you again. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to all of our customer care support who've been just completely amazing during this last couple of months. Persons may not understand that we have employees who are working from home, trying to also, care for children and all of those various challenges, but still producing what the Deputy Governor has said, a world-class service. So this morning, I know a couple of them are listening in. I just want to publicly say to them, I thank you, each and every one of you. And I also want to say to your family that who has allowed you to somewhat use your time in between, caring and preparing meals to assist the general public. So again, I just want to say thank you before I get any further into our conversation this morning.
Sure.
So I think one of the things that I want to say to the general public this morning is that work is now accepting all the various types of applications. So persons need to start legalizing themselves. I think now that various parts of the industry is now being allowed to operate, people need to pay close attention of what their current immigration status is, and just go through that process of trying to regularize themselves if they want to re-engage in employment. For those persons who were on work permits, renewal work permits who have expired, the government has extended that deadline until the 30th of June so that you can submit those renewals. You would probably have known that if your renewal is submitted after the expiry of a work permit, you're not allowed to continue working.
Mm-hmm.
However, with this new provision in place, if you submit the renewal prior to the 30th of June, tomorrow, then you are allowed to continue working while that process is being dealt with. So we want to urge the general public, we want to urge employees to just either make contact with us through our call center, which is 945-9672, or if they want, they can also use our WhatsApp number, which is 925-7199.
Okay. Can you repeat those again, those numbers, please?
Sure. So the call center number is 945-9672, or our WhatsApp number is 925-7199. And again, we also have our general query email address, which is worc@gov.ky. So we're just urging persons to make the effort to regularize your status, because after the 30th of June, if you do submit a renewal and continue to work, then you'll be in contravention of the law.
Okay. Ms. Susan, you ready for the headline news at 9 o'clock? We have a few questions. We have a minute. What I'll do is I'll read one question that I have, and this will give each of you an opportunity to think about it and to give a reply when we return. And
Sure.
This person says, if you could please ask Ms. Diane, what is the ratio of job placements for those who complete Passport to Success, the average percentage of those persons who complete it who are actually placed in jobs after the completion as well. Folks, please stay tuned. Top of the hour headline news for the record. We'll be back immediately after. We will continue to talk with Mr. O'Neill Roberts, who's the manager, customer care at work. Also with us, Miss Nettie Wagner, manager, customer service care at work, and none other than Miss Diane Connolly, the national training and development manager at work as well. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
It's only 2 species that we have on the island.
Generations present.
Your voice, your choice.
It is in the best interest of the people of these islands.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Some of Cayman's national attractions are reopening to the public this month. The Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park and Pedro St. James are set to reopen on July 6th, and the government is encouraging everyone to head out that way. The spread of coronavirus infections has taken a, quote, swift and very dangerous turn in the U.S. state of Texas, according to Governor Greg Abbott. He said on Sunday, over just the past few weeks, the daily number of cases have gone from an average of 2,000 to more than 5,000. Several southern and western states have recorded a surge in cases after lockdown restrictions were eased. The number of reported infections in the U.S. has now surpassed 2.5 million. And a leading medical research institution working on a cure for COVID-19 has admitted it paid hackers $1.14 million ransom after a covert negotiation witnessed by BBC. The Netwalker criminal gang attacked University of California, San Francisco on June 1st. IT staff unplugged computers in a race to stop the malware spreading. And an anonymous tip-off enabled BBC News to follow the ransom negotiations in a live chat on the dark web. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Your voice, your choice, your radio.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have Mr. O'Neill Roberts on our Opal link. He's the manager customer care. Actually, we have him on the phone now rather than in the link. He's the manager of customer care at work. Also, Miss Nettie Wagner, manager customer care, and the National Training and Development Manager, Miss Diane Connolly. So, Miss Diane, one of our listeners wanted to know the ratio of job placement for those who complete the Passport to Success program, the average, in terms of the numbers who are placed in jobs after completion.
It's about 60 to 70% on the completion of the course. Most of them find employment right away. They do go through job training and job shadowing.
Yes.
And most of the time, they get full-time employment afterwards. We are actually celebrating our 10th year this year. We've had over 600 persons go through our program. It's a tough time this year in that a lot of people may have lost some jobs due to COVID. But overall, we've seen much success in the program in that the persons who have gone through it are able to connect with employers and prove themselves.
Okay. And Mr. Roberts, we have a question for you as well. One of our listeners noted that you speak to the renewal of work permits, and they wanted to know, in terms of renewals, now that there are apparently more Caymanians who are out of work as well, especially those in the tourist industry, more related to cruise tourism as well as stay-over tourism as well. How will their employment impact on your entities, your department's ability to renew or to even grant new work permits as well?
Okay, I think Diane spoke a little bit about this earlier, and then I'll just expand on it. That it's important for all Caymanians, unemployed, seeking just a different avenue. Now that maybe if they were working in tourism and that has changed, it's important that they register on the portal, because the current process is that once a work permit is submitted, the administrators, the boards, they are cross-referencing that against our database to see what Caymanians are ready and willing to take on that job. So I want to say to each and every Caymanian out there, if you're in a situation where your present employer is no longer active in terms of being in the tourism business, register on the portal. That way, if there is an opportunity that is arise, the board will be aware of your skills and you would be offered employment through that avenue.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'll let you all choose now who wants to take the mic.
I'll just finish on that.
Sure.
I want to say to the unemployed Caymanians is that, again, just make note of these numbers. The WhatsApp number, which, again, I'll just say, because I just want to continue to plug that.
Sure.
925-7199. If you're having any difficulty whatsoever registering on the portal, just ask that you send a request, and we'll have one of the customer care officers reach out to you. You can also use our email address or even just call the regular number. And if any of those avenues are not accessible to you, you can simply come to our headquarters at Apollo on Mondays and Tuesdays between 9 and 12. You can just walk right in and we'll have a customer care officer there to assist you in terms of getting registered on the portal. And if it's a case where you need additional services, we can then refer you on to our employment services officer.
So your offices are open now to the public?
Right. So the offices are open, but I want to say that it's not, because of the COVID-19, we've had to put a number of protocols in place.
Yes.
One of those is that persons need to make appointments before they attend the office. The only exception that we have to that rule is for unemployed Caymanians who can simply walk in Monday to Tuesday between 9 to 12. And the reason why we have only offered that 2 days a week is just that we have staff who are still at home working remotely. So it's not a case where we can offer it every day. But Caymanians can have assistance Monday to Friday through any of our contact channels.
And I just want to say, we do have a 1-800 number for those people who want to access our services. That's 1-800 534 9672.
Okay, and I think there was a WhatsApp number that was provided as well, 925-7199. Is that correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever you get an opportunity, let's continue to hammer those numbers out to people, because sometimes they're listening and they fail to write them down. But if we repeat them, they will catch them a second time around. Go right ahead, folks.
And I would like to say that I really, really, really would like to extend an invitation to our employers.
Mm-hmm.
To come forward and say what are the areas you want to see more Caymanians in, and what kind of training can be developed to help them to get into those positions. Let's work together. Let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because I would like to chime in there for a second, and just to say that it seems, depending on the type of job it is, sometimes persons who need to apply for work permits, who apply for them, they know of those jobs based on word of mouth. They have a family member who's in the Cayman Islands, who's working at a particular company. The boss says, oh, I need an additional person. That person says, oh, yeah, I know someone. I either have a family member or I know a friend who can do that job. And an application comes in for them. The employer has no idea what their skills are. How does that person stack up against a Caymanian that you have registered on your portal as being unemployed and having the requisite skills. When an application is received by an employer, can you explain to our listening audience exactly what takes place?
Well, I would say, one, make sure you apply online.
Mm-hmm.
Apply online because it provides an opportunity that if they do, a business does apply for a work permit,
mm-hmm.
they have a Caymanian who has said, I think I am worthy of that job. And they can actually see the resume and say, you know what? We actually have a Caymanian that can do this job. And they defer the work permit at that point
mm-hmm.
to give that Caymanian the opportunity to get that job.
Okay.
But if you are not registered with us,
right,
that opportunity goes out the window.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we want to encourage Caymanians register, sign up. It might be a little tedious right now. We're working on that. We acknowledge that the site is a bit complicated right now,
mm-hmm.
but we're working on it.
Okay.
I just wanted to also add, Mr. Connor, that we've had in the past Caymanians who were seeking to register with the department, not having certain documents in order to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say to each and every one of them this morning is that don't let that be a hindrance. Make contact with us. We have different ways in order to assist you with obtaining the requisite documents to be registered.
Mm-hmm.
But we really we can't say it enough that they need to register, that the board and the administrators and the department on a whole can have a view of what exactly is happening in our community in terms of persons who are unemployed and the various skills. And that's the only way we can truly develop programs to assist Caymanians, is through them registering and us having that data in which we can formulate courses based on that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And again, can we speak to your target audience? Those Caymanians who are unemployed, those persons, school leavers as well. Can we talk a little bit more about your target audience?
Well, our target audience is pretty much all Caymanians
mm-hmm,
are unemployed or seeking to look at other options. And it's not only those that are unemployed. Those that are employed,
okay,
that may want to better themselves, they're also our target audience. This is an opportunity for them to better themselves or seek another way or another job. So when you register,
mm-hmm.
you're just not registering just because you're looking for a job.
Right. Got you.
You're registering to access the services
mm-hmm.
that are offered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we have to be reminded of that.
Okay. One of our listeners wrote in and said, does work also register government jobs?
We do. Actually, we've seen an increase in some of the other departments registering the other entities and also posting jobs. So, yes, they are.
Okay, that's good. That's really, really good to know. That's a step forward, great leap forward.
Yes, but also, Mr. Connor, just want to say to those out there listening that it's not just job seekers, those that are unemployed or those that want to go into different training and development, but also those that want to look for different avenues, in the job market as well, Not all the time you just, you're looking for a job, but sometimes you want to try something different. You want to see what's out there. So definitely, the portal is not just for unemployed, but for those that want to better themselves and seek different job opportunities, move on to a different field or just want to see what's out there in the market, So it's a lot that they can do on the portal. And that's one of the reasons why we really want to promote jobs came out, so they can all benefit of the different programs and that we have available for them.
Mm-hmm. So let me present this scenario to you. So it is quite possible then, for instance, for someone to be employed at this point in time, but still have an urge and a desire to participate in some of these training programs that will enhance their either educational skills or other skills as well, it is quite possible for that to happen while the person may still be working?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. Take advantage of this. I mean, we're very fortunate here in Cayman to have these opportunities that government is providing for our people to better themselves.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Take advantage of it. Apply. Reach out. Let us know where you want to go, and let's see how we can work with you. It might not be with us directly. There are some people who might end up that we refer them over to get the assistance that they need. It's about looking at the barriers and how we can overcome those barriers.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break again. Folks, just hang in there. Stay right there. When we return, the conversation will continue. Please stay tuned.
We all know there's nothing more refreshing than the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola straight from the cooler.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Whether it's celebrating a birthday, promotion, or just a great meal, make each moment a Coca-Cola moment.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Make sure you ask for the unforgettable flavor of a classic Coca-Cola.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
It's not Toolfest at A.L. Thompson's, but it's almost as good. Toolfest has been an annual 2-day event since 2009, but because of current events, there will be no live demos. But that's okay, because what will be at Not Toolfest is the deepest discounts of the year on select hand tools and power tools for 3 weeks. Save big on tools by Makita, Milwaukee, Bosch, Skill, Dremel, and other power brands, and get 15% off all items in the tools department now through July 4th. Remember that Father's Day is June 21st, so give them a big boy toy from A.L. Thompson's during Not Toolfest.
BIP, messaging made simple. Keep the good times going, even when you're social distancing. Message, call, or video chat with friends, family, co-workers, anyone. Video chat with 10 people at the same time. Send secret messages, translate multiple languages, and you get free app messaging available only on the Digicel network. It's your call, so make the most of it with BIP. Stay connected, start living, get BIPing. Download BIP today.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have on the phone lines with me this morning Mr. O'Neill Roberts, who's the Manager Customer Care at Work, Miss Nettie Wagner, who's also Manager of Customer Care at Work, and Miss Diane Connolly, the National Training and Development Manager. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that there's a lot that you want to talk about, that you have to talk about, and if there's anything that needs repeating in terms of what you've said so far, because some persons may have joined us late as well, if there's anything that you want to go back over, please feel free to do so. I'm going to turn the mic over to you, and you all can decide whenever either of you want to jump in and say something as well. Go right ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Osei. I would say, first of all, I would like to share with the public, if you are registering and going on Jobs Cayman, you're able to refer yourself to jobs there. It is a portal to be able to connect job seekers with opportunities. They can do it. If you really want a job, you can go on there and apply for a job. It takes a few questions once you've signed up. And if you receive a job opportunity, that, it's a matter of answering a few questions and sending send, and it sends your JD and everything over to your information over to the employers. So it is about a click, honestly. Just have everything ready and prepared. It's not about find me a job.
Okay.
It's about providing you the opportunity to connect with a job opportunity.
Sorry. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to speak to the ability. If the person doesn't register on the site, then is their ability to access information on there hindered?
They would have to register. They would have to register.
Yes.
In order to access that information.
Right.
But we do have our customer care team that's able to do that and assist them with that. We also have our employment officers who, if they decide to take up that option of a job seeker extended, would be able to assist them with that process as well.
Okay.
So if you say, I'm a little bit confused, I can't really navigate this, there's an option for you as well to get the help and have a dedicated officer that can help you through that.
Okay, great.
That's right. Mr. Connor, just like my colleague O'Neill was saying a few minutes ago, we do acknowledge that there are people that will not be able to navigate on their own. All they have to do is call. We will return the call. As he said also, we're open on Mondays and Tuesdays for those walk-ins. So those that can't make an appointment, just wish to walk in to register on the portal, they can do so on Mondays and Tuesdays. We're more than happy to have them there. And if they are unable to finish at that time, we will still continue to have them over the phone. So there's different avenues, it's not just over the phone, or it's not just over on their laptops or computers that they don't have it, that's fine. We're there Mondays and Tuesdays, and if there's something that, we need to go back and open the doors for them on another day, we will do so. Our goal is to assist as much as possible to get everyone registered. We don't want to disenfranchise anyone from an opportunity. We acknowledge there's going to be a lot of opportunities right now in terms of jobs to be available. So definitely, please do not feel that, I can't get on my phone, or I can't get on. Just call us or just walk in on Mondays and Tuesdays. If it's something that we have to come in another day to help you complete that process, we will do so. Just come, call us, whatever it takes, let us know.
Mr. Osi, we've got some very passionate people working at work who want to see Caymanians fill those positions. We're here. We're Caymanians saying that we're here for Caymanians. Those who are interested in the training and development, it is work.training@gov.ky. They can call the 1-800 number as well, 1-800-534-9672.
Got that? That's the 1-800 number as well, yeah.
Okay. Ms. Nettie, you want to share the WhatsApp number?
Yes, sure. We have a WhatsApp number also, which is for Jobs Cayman Portal. It's 925-9639. Also, we also want to continue to encourage everyone to go on our website, which is WRC, and, to browse through it, and you'll see all the different programs and the different opportunities on there as well. So definitely visit our website, and it will assist you with the different numbers as well. So if you aren't writing it down right now, go on the portal, go on work, and you will see our numbers. Every contact number that we have is on there. email as well. And as I can tell you, you can email me also at netty, netty.wagner@gov.ky. I am more than happy to assist and guide you in the right direction. But definitely visit us on our portal so you can see what we have available for you.
And we also have a Facebook and Instagram page for those ones that are into the social media. They can always log in there and find us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram.
So Connor, I just want to speak a little bit about our employers. As I had said before, that tomorrow, the 30th, is the deadline for renewal submissions for person who wants to continue while the work permit is being processed.
Right.
So I'm assuming that now that that's been said again, that we'll probably see an uptick in submissions. And I just want to say to persons who will be making those submissions, you still have to use the online portal to make those submissions. You also have to use EFT payments. If you, however, are having any difficulty with that, again, please reach out to us. But those who are using the EFT payments, we need you to pay close attention to the instructions that are posted on our website. If you do not follow those instructions in terms of the right bank details, then it poses a problem in terms of your application being reviewed. So please, before you make any payment to the department, just ensure that every box that is on the website indicating how you should send an EFT payment is entered correctly. We've had a little bit of an issue with that over the last couple of weeks where persons are not paying close attention to those instructions found on our website.
Lastly, I would just like to add, those who would like to have appointments with employment services officers, they do need to make appointments for that. They can always reach out on the number or email us to be able to make that appointment with their employment services officer. A little bit different from customer care because we actually have to have more in-depth conversations with persons. So it will take a little bit longer. So those who do have employment services officers, we would say reach out to them and set an appointment so that you can come and have a meeting with them face-to-face if that's needed.
Okay. And I just want to say to you, you were scheduled until 9:30, but we started a little bit late, so we're more than happy to continue beyond 9:30. We'll just take a commercial break at 9:30. Now, what do we say to people, those persons who encountered bad experiences when some call centers were established by government in certain departments, and they instead of getting an individual on the phone, they get a recorded message. I want you, when we return from the commercial break, to talk about your response times, your ability to respond. If it's not a face-to-face meeting, your ability to respond to any requests, any queries that you have made, so that persons don't feel, don't get discouraged and disappointed if they're unable to reach someone and just simply give up because they can't reach. I'd like you to address that when we return from this commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
We all know there's nothing more refreshing than the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola straight from the cooler.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Whether it's celebrating a birthday, promotion, or just a great meal, make each moment a Coca-Cola moment.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Make sure you ask for the unforgettable flavor of a classic Coca-Cola.
Honey, our fridge has stopped working again. Everything in the freezer is melting. We need to get this repaired right away. I'm calling Brand Source Service.
When you need the very best appliance service, call Brand Source Service at 623-5000. offering service and installation of all brands and models of appliances. Brand Source Service is Cayman's source for appliance parts and repairs, with qualified and experienced technicians and the island's largest stock of appliance parts. Brand Source Service will have your repair completed in a flash. So, whatever the problem is, call the experts at 623-5000. Brand Source Service, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Telephone 623-5000.
Mommy, have you been taking your medication? No, I think I forgot to pick it up. Your doctor prescribed it for a reason, so you should be taking it regularly. I know, TD. Thanks for the reminder.
If you are elderly or vulnerable and need your prescription delivered to your home, contact the Health Services Authority Pharmacy at 949-8600. Taking your medication when prescribed is important to your health, and your health matters to us. For more information about our pharmacy hours and locations, visit hsa.ky or call 949-8600.
Stop the spread of coronavirus by washing your hands with soap frequently. If none is available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Stay at home whenever you can. Avoid close contact with people outside your household by staying a minimum of 6 feet apart and wear a mask while in public. For more information, go to www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It's my pleasure to have on the phone lines with me Miss Diane Connolly, who is the National Training and Development Manager at work. Also, Miss Nettie Wagner, Manager Customer Care. Mr. O'Neill Roberts, Manager Customer Care as well. I just want to point out to our audience that the Ready to Work the Ready to Work Cayman program, it is a pathway to employment and a public/private initiative that supports employers as they make best efforts to employ Caymanians and support unemployed Caymanians as they seek to access employment. The program addresses both the direct and indirect barriers to employment through support services for job seekers as they seek to access and maintain employment. It also provides training and development opportunities for those who require tooling and upskilling, the development of employability skills and soft skills training in access and maintaining long-term employment. And we spoke earlier about the various target groups and stuff like that as well. Folks, did I get that right? Did I get that correct?
Yep. That is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
It isn't find me a job right now. It is about going through training first. Mm-hmm. Because if we're going to refer you to business, we want to make sure that you're prepared and ready for work.
Yes.
So we have it in place that you have training first. And if you can get through 2 weeks of training and show that dedication, we can actually start referring you, depending on where you're at, because we do assess you. Mm-hmm. It might mean that you have a different pathway. It might mean that you have to do an apprenticeship mm-hmm. or an internship. It might mean that you need more skills in computer skills, Mm-hmm. So we look at the different pathways that you need to take in order to be fully employed and have the skills to be able to hold that job.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyone else wants to add anything?
I just wanted to speak to the question that you posed right before the break, Mr.
Yes,
Connor.
Thanks.
About the call center. I think communication is very important to the customer care family. And what we've done is that we've taken the concerns, we've taken the feedback from the public, and we've made adjustments in order to address these concerns. So we understand that persons may call the call center and they may go into a queue, and sometimes that queue may be, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It just varies in terms of the workload that we have throughout the day. Mm-hmm. That's why we purposely put in place our WhatsApp number so that person simply leave a simple message to say, hey, call me back. I need to speak to someone about this particular matter. They could either write it or they could leave a voice note. That's why we deployed the Facebook page, again, so that they could simply just leave a message and someone calls them back and have that conversation. Because one of the things that we were told early on is that person said that they were waiting and their credit would run out and all these various things. So we just decided to make various channels for people to get in contact with us. On a normal day, we normally answer calls within 5 or 10 minutes. But again, based on the workload, based on not all employees being in office, that wait time can somewhat be a little bit longer at times. But I just want to encourage people to just use the other channels that we have available, our Facebook page, our WhatsApp number, or an email, and we will get back to you.
The numbers have gone up, of course, with COVID, and we plead with the public to bear with us as well as we deal with the increased number of calls that we get in.
Okay. One of our listeners, and rather than me having to send this by WhatsApp, and I hope and I trust that this person is listening in at this point in time, they say that they missed the information from the work group. So I want to give you, the three of you, an opportunity again to provide the contact numbers, the email addresses for your various programs and sections as well. Again, I know it's repeating, but it'll get home, it'll hit home more if we continue to repeat it. And I'm doing it for the benefit of this particular listeners who say that they tuned in late as well.
For those interested in the training development, we have Ready to Wear, we have Passport to Success, we have the GED program, we have the Front Desk program with the Marriott, and also we have the Wine School 3. They can reach us at work, that's WORC.training at gov.ky. They can call 925-7230. We encourage them to email us in order for us to send them the information they need and the paperwork for them to sign up.
I just want to provide customer care's contact numbers. Again, the main number is 945-9672. We have a WhatsApp number, which is 925-7199. Or they can email us on WORC@gov.ky. And I also want to share the email address for work permit submissions. And that email address is WORCpermitsubmission@gov.ky. So work permit submission, all one word, @gov.ky. And we also have a dedicated Jobs Cayman WhatsApp number, and I'll share that also. That is 925-9639. And for persons who are not able to access us through any of these channels, you can simply attend the office if you are a Caymanian seeking assistance on Monday and Tuesday between 9 and 12, and we can help you in that manner also.
Okay.
And lastly, we have the 1-800 number, 1-800-534-9672.
So to that listener, I just want to say that once you write down or memorize any one of those contact numbers, someone is going to assist you. It's not a case where if you call the 800 number, they're not going to refer you to customer care, or if you make contact with customer care, they're not going to refer you on to training and development. So I know we're given a lot of numbers and a lot of email address, but just try to get a hold of one of those numbers, and you'll get the assistance, and you'll be on your way.
Sure. They have so many options, so many ways of contacting you, which is good as well. I want to give each of you an opportunity for some closing comments as well. And you can start in the order that you want. Maybe we'll start with Mr. Roberts first, and then we will go on to Ms. Wagner after that, and then Ms. Connolly, you will have the final say.
All right, thank you again, Mr. Connor, and I thank the public for tuning in and listening to us this morning. Just want to share just a number of things, and I want to ask my Caymanians on a whole to just make contact with us. We've heard before that there were some issues with the portal and making contact, and we've made great effort and try to be accessible. So we ask that you just reach out to us on any one of our contact numbers. So our employers who are trying to now to re-engage with the economy, we ask that you continue to submit your work permits to the address we just gave. And when you're making your EFT payments, we just ask that you pay close attention that what you send to us is legible and that you have all the banking details. And again, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Connor, for this opportunity.
Much also, Mr. Roberts. Ms. Wagner.
Well, I guess not much more for me to say. I think my colleague kind of covered everything. But it's been a pleasure to be on this show today. Definitely, we thank the listening audience for their questions. Any more questions and they want to address them to you, you can also forward them on to us. You have our email and our contact number. So definitely any questions that surge after we're off the show, please do let us know. It is our pleasure to reach back to you on that. But yes, again, thank you. It's been great. My hand was sweating throughout, but yes. So thank you again, Mr. Connor. It's been a pleasure. And definitely, I just want to say to all those that was listening to Ms. Diane and all their programs, that team has been really working hard to be able to provide the different opportunities. So please do register so you can take advantage of this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, before the three of you go, and before we go to Ms. Connolly, one of our listeners, the same listener who wanted the contact details, they pointed out that two family members were employed by one of the major carriers, airlines here in the Cayman Islands, and their jobs have been made redundant. Of course, they're inquiring about the contact details for work. But let's use those two as an example. They have been made redundant working for the airlines. They probably have some customer service experience, ticketing, computer literate, and things of that nature. What would be your advice to these two individuals who have been made redundant by an airline in the Cayman Islands, but now seeking to out there in the job market, seeking a job, other than registering?
First of all, register. All right. Register with us to begin with, and what we can do is actually do an assessment with them to see what other skills that they have, so we can examine what other roles that they can apply for. Sometimes, you've worked in something for so long, and you need a little input of what are the areas you can look at. That's where the employment services officers come in play. And they're able to look at your resume, look at your skill sets, and say, we could recommend this, or you can look at that different area to go into. Or maybe you need to upskill in this other area in order to get something different.
Okay.
So that's where employment officers come in. Employment service officers come in very handy because they're able to kind of look at it at a different perspective.
Okay.
I also want to share with them that it's important that they do register, because now that the law does not mandate that an employer advertise in a newspaper, then they may not see all the various opportunities if they're not registered. So again, I just want to endorse what Diane has said, is that you want to explore every avenue, and in order to do that, you need to be registered, because that is the only thing that the government mandates that employers have to do. So an employer may not advertise in the newspaper, so an opportunity may miss you just simply because of that.
But they're required to register on your portal.
That's
correct. It is a requirement as per law for them to register on the portal.
Yes.
Just to add to that, I mean, the beauty of the whole Jobs Cayman is that once you register and you want to move on to employment service, I mean, it's like having your own agent looking for a job for you, I mean, and for free. So definitely that's one of the biggest things for me with Jobs Cayman is once you register and you seek for the services, the extended services that employment services has to offer, you have your own agent looking for a job for you, you know, and assisting you and developing you at the same time. So come on, you can't miss out on that type of opportunity, you know.
Yes, they can't say that the government hasn't, you know, provided the environment, the platform, you know, for them to at least be registered, and then the other opportunities that come with that registration as well. So, Ms. Connolly, we still need those final comments from you.
Final comment.
Yes.
I want to say to all my fellow Caymanians, register. Take advantage of the opportunities that are presented for you. There are a lot of countries that don't have that opportunity. Take advantage of it if you're able to. We are here to mitigate any barriers that you may have. We're here to provide pathways and support for you to get to that next step. We are here for you.
Yep. Just
register,
make contact, register,
contact
yes.
us, and we will see how we can work together to make it to the next step. But it is not only us, it's also you. You have to take that step.
First step.
And you have to be able to make it to that next step as well. So I'm not going to, you know, it's not just about just finding this or doing this. It's about a partnership. And people got to realize that it's a partnership.
And your side of the partnership, you're there, willing, ready, and able to assist, but they have to make the first step.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. But we're here. You've got a group of Caymanians willing and able and ready and motivated and want to see change and want to see the growth here in the Cayman Islands.
Okay. Before you good folks go, we have one caller on our phone lines. We're going to try to link that caller up. I think we still have a line open enough that we can keep the three of you on the line and take the call as well. Let's try that, Miss Susan. Go right ahead. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, one and all, and especially good morning, Mr. Host.
Good morning.
I don't like to be, you know, I like to be argumentative. I would be lying right off. But this is a serious question. It's not for, you know, my own edification this morning. Ladies and gentlemen from work, it seems to me that what government is doing is channeling, pushing, flooding every job seeker toward your portal, and I don't see anything wrong with that, actually. It helps them to see numbers, at least to see numbers. But it also seems to me on the same page, if government has done what I understand through your recent conversation here, that these people are no longer mandated to advertise in local newspapers per se. It just seems that there is something that they're taking, it seems to me, tying up the hands of the local population, and let's make it clear, Caymanians, to get these jobs, because they all have then to come to you. And some people aren't going to, they're disappointed, they're downhearted, they're trodden down, they are hopeless. They're not coming your way because everybody can see that glaring. Am I understanding this wrong?
I think you might be, caller, because and I'll let them speak to it, but I'll tell you my understanding of it now is that because every employer has to advertise their jobs on that portal, we know that every application is going to go through that portal because every employer has to advertise. Whereas They could advertise, and they still can advertise in any of the local newspapers as well as overseas as well. But they must register on that portal. I'll let the experts expand on that. Go right ahead, whoever wants to take the mic.
I think you covered it correctly, Mr. Connor. And caller, I thank you for that question. What has happened in the past? We've had Caymanians who have raised the concern to say that these permits are.
I think we might have lost someone, Ms. Diane or Ms. Wagner. If you want to take over from Mr. O'Neill, we may have lost him.
I'll take it up from there.
Yeah.
What we've had in the past, of course, we've had the person said, I applied
Can't
for a
hear
job,
again.
but I
Still
was
can't. Not hearing.
They're having. She's had the caller. If you can listen off air, that may be the better thing. I think you've asked your question already. Let's try listening off air and see if that helps. Go right ahead, Miss Conley.
who have applied, and they were like, why did I not get through for this? Why did I not get this job? I don't know how to put forward that, I applied, but I didn't make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I didn't make the cut. This new format allows you, one, to put your comments, whether it is, I was not called for a meeting, I was not called for an interview. It allows the employers to turn around and say, they didn't make the cut because of this reason, and get the real data that we need. I mean, half the time it's like, oh, well, it's this. They weren't good enough. What is not good enough? This platform allows them to make it very clear the reason why they did not hire the Caymanian, why they're going for a work permit. It makes it very clear. It allows people a platform to be able to put their views and be able to share it with the boards.
Okay. And now, so all of that information is there. What do the persons now, the body who's considering the application for the work permit that is made by the company, what do they get to know? What do they get to know about that application and the fact that a Caymanian had applied for it, may have applied for the job?
They can actually see the JD, the resume or the CV of that person and see if they actually would have were a fit for that job. And if they were a fit for that job, they can defer that work permit to be able to say, you know what, we have a couple Caymanians, or we have a Caymanian that actually fits that. Can you go back out to them?
Okay. Mr. Roberts is reconnected with us. Go right ahead, sir.
Correct. Yeah, I think what we need to understand is that this entire platform was created based on feedback from the public that legacy immigration, did not have a good understanding of what was happening in the job market. And through this platform now, we get to understand exactly what's happening in the job market, because we have the Caymanian's resume, we have the interview notes, we have the JD in terms of the advert, in terms of the requirement. So we just have all this data, and I think with us having access to all of this data, we are a lot better able to mitigate barriers that Caymanians have and understand exactly what's happening in the industry. So it's not a case where we're simply just pooling people to one particular platform for no, reason. It's a case where we're trying to ensure that Caymanians can see and get the opportunities that they have been crying for over these years.
Okay, I've shot past a commercial break, but I'm going to break with protocol this morning, and we're going to take a break. And I ask you to hang in there for a few minutes, because we do have a question in relation to the fact that companies have to register on the portal, and why is it then that a Caymanian has to register on there before they're able to see the jobs that are available? Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Vamped Motors and RBC Royal Bank are making it easy for you to buy your new car or truck. The Spring into Summer Sale at Vamped Motors is going on now with no money down and no monthly payments for up to 12 months on select models only. That's no monthly payments for up to 12 months or until June 2021 on select models only. Offer ends June 30th. Find out how you can drive home the best deal of the year and call Vamped at 949-8288 or email sales@vampedmotors.com.
At Seaboard Marine, customers often ask us questions about their shipments.
I have various items coming from different suppliers that I need to ship to Cayman. Do you offer consolidation?
Yes, Seaboard Marine offers consolidation for full and less than container loads. We can hold your packages at our Miami warehouse until everything arrives and ship it all in one go. And we have the best rates to Grand Cayman. Visit seaboardmarine.com for more information.
Shipping shore to shore,
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help